Hey, how's it going, everybody? I'm Phlinger, and welcome to Ark Survival Ascended. This is a survival game. This is a dinosaur game. This is a run and jump off a cliff game because dinosaurs are chasing you. But this is a free-form survival game, and this is the beginner's guide for it. All right, so when you're first just starting out, after you get the game installed on whichever platform that you're on, this is the screen that you'll be presented with. It will be changing. There is regular news that pops onto it. There's the code of conduct. Also, you can actually pop in. There's many different ways to play it. If you want to play with your friends, I would suggest that you can either get servers or you can jump on the regular official servers, the unofficial servers, dedicated servers. I'm really not going to cover too much of that. That right there is... that's where you want to play. I'm going to teach you how to start playing, which means we're going to start going with single player. All right, as we go in, we get through this. Now, this right here is the screen that you'll be added on, or that you'll be at when you first start. Now, you can go through, you can set up some mods, you can get available mods, you can deactivate certain mods. This right here is the interface that you're going to go through for all of your mods. If you want to get mods, you'll actually just press the button. This right here will open up, and you've got a huge bunch that you can pick through. Granted, I'm making this video right when the game first launched, but expect this to get really populated over time. All right, now you can go through and you can do your adjustments on things. You can set up a bunch of different small little bits on how to change the world. I will get into a separate video in very shortly in the future on the settings that I use that I think are actually really, really good for this game, especially when it comes to single player, because that's a lot of what I focus on. All right, so let's pop in, let's get back in, and then let's just go through and let's start playing so I can teach you guys a few things. All right. As soon as you go in, this right here is the screen that you're going to be going on. Now, the Ark Survival Ascended character creation screen, this is actually rather robust. You can make some really interesting characters this way. I'm just going to go kind of with the default, and we're going to pop in. I am going to name it. Remember, always name your character, because if you pop on and your character's name is human, everybody's going to laugh at you. And that's what we don't want, all right? All right, so, but yeah, I encourage you go through, experiment with a bunch of different cool things. There's a lot of awesome stuff in here. You can make some really funny characters. All right, let's pop in. All right, now this right here, this is the where you start. Now, when it comes around to a few different places on where you start in this game, there are some spots. These are the red ones, they're hard, all right? And when they say hard, they're, yeah, as soon as you spawn in, you're gonna get eaten, all right? So I would encourage you, only go there if you want to kind of really challenge yourself. I mean, I'm talking really challenge yourself, like spawn in and start sprinting kind of challenge yourself. These other ones, they're, the yellow ones, they are a little bit more, a little bit less difficult, but sometimes a lot of the situations you get into can be rather difficult. If you really want the best, easiest first starting time, I would encourage you to start in one of the green ones just for your first playthrough. All right, let's actually start right here. All right,
Are you the one I've been waiting for?
All right, and as soon as you land onto your spawn spot, this is what you will see. Oh man, this game is beautiful. All right, so first things first, as soon as you spawn, you'll notice there's a bunch of rocks on the ground. If you look, you'll actually see that there's ones like this that you can actually pick up. They're slightly different colors. Some of them are just part of the terrain. Some of them are... Oh, there's a Mo shops up there. All right, some of them are part of the terrain, and some of them are ones that you can actually pick up. Also, these bushes, I would encourage you to just go up to it, use your, press your E key or whatever button on your controller. Okay, there's a lot of stones in this area. Okay, let's get away from some of these stones so I can actually pick up a bush. Oh, that is not a bush for picking up. A lot of the foliage in this game, a lot of it is the good ones that you can pick up. A lot of it is not. But in the new Ark Ascended, the foliage is just amazing and fantastic. I mean, look at this. All right? And then These bushes right here, the ones that are like this, these are the ones that you can actually pick up. There's a whole varied variety after you've been playing the game a little bit. Alright, by picking up all these things, you actually get a few certain things. You get stones, those are the things we got off the beach, and then you'll get different berries that can be used for food, that you also can be used for making dyes later on, and then also you'll be getting fiber. Alright, now some of these berries are a little bit different. There's some of them that are new compared to the old Ark Survival Evolved if you played that. These ones right here are completely new. You'll be able to pick them out. But also then you have the regular tried and true ones. The stem berries, these ones right here, while these ones right here will actually just give you food, and then they're also made for making dyes and such. The stem berries and the narco berries, the white and the black ones, they're a little bit different. The black ones will actually cause you to gain torpor and make you go to sleep, and then the stem berries will reduce torpor, waking you up, and then also give you a boost to stamina, but they also drain your water really, really fast. Alright, now getting into the stats, there's a few different things. There's the health, which is how many hit points it takes for you to die. If this goes to 0, you die. Stamina, this is how far you could run, how much you could smack stuff, how far you could do things. And then oxygen, this is how much you can hold your breath, also how fast you can swim in water. Food, this is what it exactly means. This is how much food we get. So right now we've got 98.9, we eat a berry, and that goes up. Alright, water, this is how much water we have. It goes up a little bit with berry consumption, but it's easier to just drink out of some of the puddles and the rivers in the map to get your water up full. Weight, this is how much weight we can get. Now, I would encourage you to really raise this stat up pretty quickly because you're gonna need it. Alright, melee damage, this right here is how much damage you do. Also, if you can increase it, it increases the amount of materials that you gather when you're gathering by hand. Alright, crafting skill, this right here, there's whole videos that can be made on crafting skill. This right here is about, it's how well you can actually create the custom stuff. Not the engrams that you will eventually learn while you're playing this, but the custom stuff that comes from them, like the blueprints that you'll inevitably get later on in the game. Fortitude, this is how well you can survive the elements. I would also encourage you to raise this up at the beginning of the game because it is rather important. This right here is how well you can survive the elements, also how well you can survive torpidity damage, because in this game there are several different types of damage. There is physical damage, which damages your health, and then there's also torpidity damage, which causes you to gain torpor and will make you go to sleep. Alright, so I'm going to start off by actually pumping, let's go 2 points into torpor, or into fortitude. Alright. So, with that said, now we want to start actually looking for how to make our first item. Alright, we have the stone pick, already learned. We also have the torch. These are some freebies that you get. So, what we need now is thatch and wood. It also takes stone, but we already got those from the beach. So, I'm going to run up to a tree, and I'm going to start punching it. Here's a good one. Alright, now you have to punch it. Now, what we're going to be getting is thatch and wood, and this is going to be really, really important. Alright, also, you want to pay very close attention to your surroundings, because depending on where you spawn, and also depending on random elements about certain spawns, you might actually be spawning in a spot where it will kill you. So, yeah, I mean, you can have raptors, dillos, all sorts of stuff. The key thing is when you spawn in, if you see something that's charging towards you, run the other way. Just turn and run. If there's something, if you spawn in and it's like really easy, you know, you don't really feel too much imminent danger, things are just kind of walking around casually, you're for the most part fine. Alright, so now that we've got our thatch and our wood, we're going to go in here and we're going to make this just by clicking our use button on it, and then that'll make it down here and drop it off in our inventory. Now I'm going to put this on my hotbar. Now we're going to immediately use this stone pick that we just got, and we're going to start smacking a rock that we can get for the flint that it's going to give us. Because now we want to open this up, and we want to learn hatchet almost immediately. Also, spear is a good one to learn as well. Close that up. Alright, so here, now we've got enough stuff for our hatchet. We're going to make that up. And we're going to put this down on our hotbar as well. Alright. So now that we've got those done, what we're going to want to start working on is maybe a couple spears, and so where we have something to defend ourselves, which takes wood. And we're gonna use our hatchet to start chopping down this tree. Now, we're gonna be a little bit careful with how much wood we gather because wood weighs a lot more than a few other things. You notice that the flint, 19 of it only weighs 0.9. Well, this right here, 45, it actually weighs 22.5. Yeah, so we're gonna be a little bit careful with how much of that we gather. Now, let's just craft up probably about 3 spears because spears actually do break. Now, when it comes to harvesting up materials, the different tools do different things. The pick will actually get more flint and then stone from this rock if we were to use it, but if we were to use the hatchet on this rock, we'd actually get more stone than flint. It's an important thing to note when you're gathering things. Also from this tree, if we were to use the hatchet on this tree, we'd get more wood than we would thatch, but if we used the pick on this tree, we'd get more thatch than we would wood. Yeah, I said wood. All right. All right, so now let's actually start working on it, getting some food, getting a kind of a shelter going, that kind of thing. Also, maybe getting a little bit of clothes. Hello? Okay. All right, let's get back over this way. Now, the first little bits of clothes that you want to get is generally just from fiber that you pick up out of the bushes. All right, now we're going to open this up, and we're going to learn the very first bits of armor: the cloth pants, cloth shirt, cloth hats, cloth boots, and cloth gloves. Now, the cloth boots and the cloth gloves actually take hide, which means we're going to have to kill a dinosaur and use his hide to get those. But these ones right here, all they take is fiber, so we're going to craft those ones first. Now, when it comes to armor sets that you learn through the game, different ones have different ways of interacting with the environment. Some will protect you from the cold, some will protect you from the heat, some kind of narrow you out, some will actually hide you while you're in the foliage, like the ghillie suits later on. They actually make it harder for dinos and other creatures and other players to spot you. So they're very important to learn as well, but those are much further down on the engram tree that we'll inevitably learn later, but for right now we're just gonna gloss over that. All right, let's craft some pants. Let's craft a shirt, and let's craft a hat, because you can't fight evil unless you have pants, and there we go. We've got our first pair of pants. All right, let's grab the, that, and also, we're going to be getting XP from crafting these things as well, which is very, very important. I'm going to learn a little bit more fortitude. I'm only going to get the fortitude up to 10, and then we're going to start worrying about everything else. Once I get fortitude up to 10, I'm probably going to go with weight up to about 300, just so I can start really carrying some stuff. All right, let's finish off our armor, and let's go see if we can go find a dinosaur that we can use for its hide. I hear something. Lystrosaurus, this is perfect. All right, there's the adult. All right, and normally these things, they don't attack you, but since we're close to its baby, this will attack you. And that is important to know, because if there's babies here, the parents will attack you. If there's no babies, then you generally don't have to worry too much about it. All right, and if you see dodos on the ground, congratulations, you are now the creature that made the dodos go extinct. Congratulations. All right. But yeah, we need to also be very, very close, pay very close attention to all the other different things. Remember what I said about things wanting to chase you down and eat you? Well, this dinosaur right here will absolutely do that, but let's pick a fight with him. All right, now what he's going to do, he's going to spit out this green stuff. This is what they call a Dilophosaurus. He's going to spit, and if you have to kind of sidestep that to dodge it. And then run back. And then he's dead. All right, now other dinosaurs because we are in a land of dinosaurs, are much, much more brutal. Like that baryonyx down there, that guy right there would jack us up, and we want to leave him alone. Because as of right now, we are in no way or shape able to really fend him off. That guy is, yeah, he's going to be there for a while. All right, but now let's get across this water. And also, when crossing the water, you kind of have to pay very close attention to your surroundings. Make sure you're not going to get eaten. But once we make it across, we should be fine. All right, so now that we've got the hide, let's open up our inventory. Also, let's learn a little bit more fortitude. And then let's craft the rest of the pieces that we need for our suit of armor. All right, now also you'll notice that as we're doing this, our armor is increasing because each of these gives 10 armor, which means that we take less damage when we get hit. Plus also our cold resist and our heat resist are actually raising, which means that the armor is helping us against the elements a little bit. Now, cloth armor, it's not gonna really be that amazing, but it will help you out in the long run. Okay, those are just Mo shops. As you first get into the game, you're gonna quickly realize which ones will eat you and which ones won't eat you. So yeah, it's just it just takes a little bit of time to pick that up, but trust me, you will pick it up. And don't expect to stay alive very long for the first time you spawn in. That's not how Ark is. Ark is a brutal game quite often, and it will chew you up very, very quickly, and that's half the fun. Like that guy right there. That guy, he's gonna leave us alone unless we get close, but if we get close, he's gonna rip us apart with those Freddy Krueger fingers. That's just what he's gonna do. So I want to avoid him. I think I want to go back down towards the beach. Okay, whoa. Oh, it's a bee. Okay. We also want to avoid the bees. Yeah, see, he's just chilling out, but as long as he just kind of keeps to himself, we'll be fine. But the moment he turns on us, that's a big guy. So he will rip us to shreds. Alright, seems I may have gotten myself into a pickle here. That's also part of the fun. Alright, we're going to try to get past this guy. Once again, this guy has a rather close aggro range. So we're going to try to keep away from him for the most part. But as long as we keep our distance, we'll be fine. Alright, we should be good. Other dinosaurs, the moment they see you, they will attack you. So pay very, very close attention to that. Alright, but also over on the far right-hand side, you'll notice there's a few different things. Those are directly tied into the stats that I told you earlier. That's a dodo. We want a dodo. Hello? And, of course, my spear broke. This is why you make more than one spear. Alright, so now that we've got more dodos, we've also got some meat. So now we're actually going to go cook a little bit of meat. Let's see, crafting. Learn that. Also, I want to learn a storage box, foundation, the wall, and the door for now. This is very, very, very important. All right, and then also remember that all these dinosaurs right here, if you tame one later on, because by knocking them out usually, now there's different ways of actually knocking out these dinosaurs. There's clubs, there's tranquilizer arrows, all sorts of stuff like that. Now, what you're trying to do is you're trying to actually make it go unconscious. Now, here, let me show you. All right, later on at level 21, you'll end up getting tranquilizers, which require narcotics. to make. So I would encourage you very early on in the game, actually start making narcotics. Now this comes from spoiled meat and narco berries. So you're going to want to save all the spoiled meat you get, and then also all of these little black berries. The other ones, well, you can throw out those stem berries for now, but these other ones you just use for food freely until you actually get up a little bit higher level. But the narco berries, save as many of them as you get early on, because it is kind of important. All right, let's see. Let's go to... We are missing thatch for this. Alright, start making a little campfire over here. And this part of the beach is actually really good, because it's got a lot of little donos. Alright, now also, you'll see these babies right here. Now, earlier I said that if you attack an adult, they will actually turn on you. Normally, non-aggressive things will turn on you if you attack around babies or if you attack the baby, which makes sense. Alright, but also, if you want to claim these babies, you instead of actually knocking out these dodos and actually taming them that way, you can actually just take out the parents or tame the parents, and then you can come up here and claim this baby. But right now, you can't do anything to it. It's just walking around here. As long as the parents are alive or not tamed, you can't do anything. But once the parents die, you can freely claim these dodos as your own. Now, they're going to grow up, and you have to feed them, but they'll be your dinos. All right. So here, let's get down here. Let's make this... campfire. Put it down here. Now, campfires take fuel, so we're just going to put wood in here. We're going to also take all of our meat, and then down below, we're going to light the fire and just let it cook. And also, if you want to see the progress on this, you can actually just open this up and right there. And these are the different things that you can cook, and it'll show you right here, the different ones. All right. And also, another thing that fires will do is you'll notice it's starting to get dark. Well, fires will actually help you stay warm as it gets cold. And also, if you want to know the exact temperature, all you have to do is press H, and it'll show you exactly how cold it is. It's 13 degrees Celsius right now. All right, now that we've got our food cooking, now we're going to start turning into getting this stuff right here done. All right, so now we're going to track this, and this will show this over on the far side exactly what all we need for all this stuff to show up. So let's get some wood, and this will show us exactly how much we have in our inventory as well. You notice it on the left, it shows you how much materials it takes. Also, it shows you how much materials you have. So tracking stuff while you're just out here grinding up a bunch of materials is really, really important, and it helps out quite a bit. We want to overshoot this a little bit. Actually, a lot of bit. Alright, I'm going to be gathering a bunch of these materials, and I'll bring you guys back. Alright, so now that we've got our materials, what we're going to do is open this up, and I'm going to craft a couple of these. And now for the doorways and the windows and stuff like that, you really just have to craft the walls for those. So we're going to craft up a bunch of those and get this going. Also, early crafting in this game is a tremendous way to get XP. It really helps you out quite a bit. Really, Dodo? Can you get out of there? Thanks. Alright, now, how you actually get the doorways and the windows is you come up and you just put down, act like you're putting down the item and press R. And it'll cycle through the different things that you have to go for. So here's the doorway, there's the big door, this right here is the window, and there we go. Alright, and we've got a Dillo that is in the neighborhood with a couple kids. We're going to want to take this guy out. Alright, now we can actually claim the babies. Appears there may be another Dillo around here. I'm just going to let you go on. I'm busy building. And that Baryonyx is over there picking a fight. We may end up having to move. I want to be able to see where that baryonyx is. All right, so there must be another dillo around here. All right, so now it says that we need thatch, so let's go grab a little bit more thatch. There we go. Wait. Now here, we're going to learn the slope thatch roof and the roof and stairs. All right. And then let's craft 2 more walls. 4 of those. And let's see where we're at on these. All right, now as we're crafting these things, I want to actually talk about a few things. Okay, we need more fiber. Because really, as you're going through, one of your first goals that you're going to want to do is leveling up through the game. Well, kind of experiment, play the game, but there's a few different things that really do change how you play. One is bolas. Get those, put them on your hotbar. If something's running at you that's a smaller creature, this right here will save your life very much. The bow, very, very handy. Also, there's all sorts of different saddles. If you see a dino that looks big enough to ride it, chances are, if you tame it, you can ride it. Once you tame that thing, knock it out, put food on it, and let it get back up, you can tame it. And then also, you could ride it as well. Other things that will change the way you play the game tremendously are the improvements to the tools. These are the metal tools, which require the metal smelter and the smithy, but also they will give you metal tools, which harvest up materials so much better than the regular stuff that we're working with here. All right, let me get a little bit more of this stuff. And then I'll show you where to get metal, because we're actually at a really good spot for getting metal. All right, now as you're playing through the game, you will come across these little river rocks, right like this. Also, down in the rivers, you'll find them as well. Now, they're the curved little ones. That's not one of them. They're the curved rocks that just kind of stand out. They're the ones that have been smoothed down by the river. Those ones right there will give you a higher than average metal count than regular rocks. See, we could get this rock, and we'd have a really small chance of getting one. But if we got one of these little river rocks, we'd have a much higher chance of getting metal. See, I already got one right there. And these are really good sources of early metal. I mean, once you have metal tools, you'll get even more from these, which makes them really, really good. So yeah, just pay very, very close attention to them. This guy is not letting me do anything. All right. All right, so now that we've got this stuff, let's throw out the metal for now. Normally, I would save all my metal, and I encourage everybody to always save all the metal that you get, because later on, you're going to need that, especially for your tools when you get to that point. But right now, for demonstrations purposes, I'm just going to throw it out, because I don't need it in my inventory. All right, there. And then now for here, we're going to put these in the corners. And then, oh, and if you accidentally put one down the wrong way, you can just pick it. You have a limited amount of time to just pick it right back up. All right. Now that right there, that, as long as you know this, as long as you get really comfortable getting to this point, from here on out, the sky's the limit. This game is an amazing game. You can learn so much stuff in this game, and it is really, really impressive. I just found out why we can't tame those guys. Because there's an adult one right there. Okay. All right. But yeah, I would encourage you to go through, play the game, enjoy it, and then just go on, for the sky's the limit. But yeah, as for beginners, this right here will get you started. This will teach you a little bit about the ropes and get you moving towards a much better experience later on down the road. Just remember, things with sharp, pointy teeth are not your friends. Not until you actually get high enough to knock them out put food on them, tame them, and then ride them around and eat their friends. Then they become your friends. All right, now a couple tips as you're going through this, because granted, if you've been paying attention so far, you should be well on your way to actually getting started really well. Make sure you make narcotics. Those are made in a mortar and pestle as you're going through the game, because you will need as much of these as possible. Spyglass, crystal. You can get crystal from the hills. It is really, really helpful for your journey later on. And then remember the bolas, make sure you get those, and all sorts of stuff like that. All right, so hey, I hope the video helps you out. I hope it helps you get started. This is a really fantastic game, and yeah, honestly, I can't put the game down. It's really fantastic. So hey, I hope you liked the video. If it helps you out, make sure you hit that like button. I really appreciate it. If you're new around here, subscribe. And until next time, this is Phlinger, and take it easy, everybody.